Like if you found the video valuable. The rain had been falling for hours, turning the mountain highway into a slick ribbon under Daniel's tires. He glanced at the time, 1:13 a.m., and cursed softly. The GPS on his dashboard chirped. In 300 meters, turn left onto State Route 19B. Estimated time saved, 21 minutes. He hesitated. Route 19B wasn't familiar. He'd driven this path dozens of times visiting his sister, but he had never seen this turn listed before. The highway ahead looked endless, and exhaustion was crawling over him like a heavy blanket. 20 minutes saved was tempting. He flicked on his blinker and turned. The road narrowed immediately, twisting between towering pines. Fog drifted in from the treeline, swallowing the beams of his headlights. His wipers squeaked across the glass. The sound was too loud in the silence. 15 minutes later, he noticed something strange. His fuel gauge hadn't dropped at all. He'd been running low when he left the main road, yet the needle was still just above a quarter tank. He told himself it was nothing. Maybe the gauge was sticking. But then the signs started repeating. The first one was a white reflective board, sharp curve ahead. He slowed, took the curve, and exhaled. A few minutes later, another white reflective board appeared. Same words, same angle of the arrow. He frowned. By the fourth identical sign, his stomach had tightened into a knot. The GPS screen flickered. For a moment, the map dissolved into static, then returned, except the glowing blue route now seemed to loop in on itself. Continue straight for 6 kilometers, the GPS said. Fog closed in thicker, swirling in shapes that almost looked like figures standing by the roadside. Daniel gripped the wheel tighter. A few minutes later, his headlights caught movement. A man standing at the shoulder, soaked to the skin, holding an old metal gas can. Daniel slowed, rolled down the passenger window a crack. Need help? The man's face was pale and gaunt. Water streamed down from the brim of his hat, obscuring his eyes. You're low on gas, he said flatly. Daniel's pulse kicked up. How do you know that? The man tilted the can, and a slow smile spread across his lips. Because everyone who drives this road runs out. Eventually, a cold shiver traced Daniel's spine. He hit the gas, tires spitting water, the man's silhouette vanishing in the mist behind him. Minutes, or maybe hours, passed. The fog made it impossible to tell. His watch had stopped at 1:44 a.m. He saw another sign ahead, sharp curve ahead. His breath came fast. This wasn't possible. Then, ahead in the swirling fog, Daniel saw headlights approaching. He slowed, relieved at the thought of another driver. But as the car came into view, the relief curdled into dread. It was his car. Same dents in the bumper. Same cracked fog light. Same driver. Him. Hands white-knuckled on the wheel, eyes wide in panic. Daniel swerved, heart-hammering, and the doppelganger vehicle vanished into the mist without impact, like it had never been there. His chest ached from holding his breath. The GPS spoke again, voice smooth and calm. In 300 meters, turn left onto State Route 19B. Estimated time saved, 21 minutes. Daniel's knuckles tightened around the steering wheel. He realized he was back at the very first turn. The same pines, the same fog, the same road, and this time, he didn't remember how he'd gotten here.